Don't overlook your Australian 20-cent coins, they might be worth more than you think. The 1981 coin hides an international twist. Due to high demand, some were minted in Canada, creating the rare 3.5 claws variety on the platypus's paw, which can fetch over heavy $100. Meanwhile, the 2005 standard platypus coin is often forgotten because of the World War II commemorative issue, making uncirculated pieces surprisingly valuable. So, check your change, you could be holding a small but fascinating piece of Australian history. Welcome to Numis Explorer. The year 1981 holds a unique place in the lineage of the Australian 20-cent coin, a denomination that itself was born out of the shift to decimal currency on February 14, 1966. Prior to this, Australia utilized the pre-decimal system of pounds, shillings, and pence, with the shilling being the rough precursor in value to the new 20 cents. The original 20-cent coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, featured on its reverse the now iconic platypus, an animal native to the Australian continent and chosen for its distinctiveness and symbolic representation of Australia's unique fauna. The obverse has, since its inception, carried the effigy of the reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. The 1981 coin specifically features the second portrait of the Queen used on Australian coinage, designed by Arnold Machin, a depiction showing the Queen wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This coin, struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, was produced in large quantities as part of the nation's regular coinage program, fulfilling the commercial demand for everyday transactions. The composition of the coin remained a robust copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper, 25% nickel, giving it a silver appearance and durability necessary for circulation. In 1981, Australia was experiencing economic growth and social change, and the production of this particular coin reflects the steady, mature operation of the nation's monetary system decades after the initial decimalization shock. The 1981 mintage of the 20-cent coin was substantial, indicating its vital role in the commerce of a modernizing Australia, making it a common but historically significant piece of currency. The specific context of the 1981 mintage is crucial for understanding its place in numismatic history, especially considering the changes that were just on the horizon for Australian coinage. Throughout the 1970s and into the early 1980s, the design and production of Australia's circulating currency were standardized and efficient. The 20-cent piece, with its distinct reeded edge and substantial weight, was easily distinguishable from the smaller 5 and 10-cent coins. In 1981, a total of 73,124,000 20-cent coins were minted for general circulation, an enormous volume that confirms its status as a workhorse coin for the economy of the era. The vast majority of these coins were intended for immediate use in vending machines, public transport, and retail, meaning that finding a 1981 20-cent coin in pristine, uncirculated condition is less common than finding one with typical wear. Furthermore, the Royal Australian Mint also produced a limited number of proof and uncirculated sets for collectors in 1981, providing an avenue for numismatists to acquire the coin in its finest state. These collector coins, unlike their circulating counterparts, were struck with special care and often feature a sharper, mirrored finish. But the circulating coins are the true historical artifacts of the nation's daily life. The design's enduring simplicity, featuring the platypus swimming, captured a sense of national pride and identity, a theme that has been consistently popular on Australian currency. The consistency in weight and diameter since 1966 ensures that the 1981 coin functions seamlessly with all other 20-cent issues, underscoring the stability of the Australian monetary standard. A deeper examination of the coin's design elements and the Arnold Machin obverse provides further layers of historical detail to appreciate. The Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II was introduced to Australian coins in 1966 and was a mainstay until it was replaced by the Raphael Maklauf effigy in 1985. The 1981 issue therefore represents one of the final years of this particular depiction of the monarch, adding a subtle element of transitional significance to its history. The Latin inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 1981, encircles the portrait, adhering to the tradition of Commonwealth coinage. On the reverse, the platypus design, while seemingly simple, is a masterwork of naturalistic art by Stuart Devlin, who was also responsible for the designs of all the original decimal coins. The design perfectly captures the essence of the creature in its natural environment, further cemented by the denomination 20 cents appearing below the animal. The 20-cent coin's diameter is 28.52 millimeters, and it weighs 11.31 grams, specifications that were meticulously chosen to balance usability with the cost of metal and production. The minting process itself, involving high-pressure presses and meticulously crafted dies, resulted in a high-quality, durable product that was built to last for decades in circulation. This particular coin's history is therefore not just about its year, but about the culmination of technical precision, artistic design, and institutional consistency that characterized the Royal Australian Mint's operations in that period, making every single one of the 73 million-plus coins a small testament to the country's reliable industrial capacity. Finally, the legacy and collectibility of the 1981 Australian 20-cent coin offer a concluding perspective on its real history and ongoing relevance. Despite its high mintage, which generally keeps the value of a circulated coin low, the 1981 issue is an essential piece for any complete collection of Australian decimal coinage. Its historical value far outweighs its minor monetary value, as it serves as a tangible link to a specific moment in Australian economic and political life, nestled between the end of the post-decimalization boom and the major currency changes of the mid-1980s. While there are no famous variations or errors associated with the regular 1981 circulating issue that command high prices, the coin's significance is in its standard form. It is important to note that the 20-cent coin denomination has been the canvas for numerous commemorative issues over the years, starting with the 1995 United Nations coin, but the 1981 coin remains a pure example of the non-commemorative platypus design. The fact that the coin remains legal tender today, still being accepted in commerce, attests to its quality and the enduring stability of Australia's currency system. The coin's story is the story of a nation's everyday commerce, its identity stamped onto a small, durable piece of metal, ensuring that every time a person holds a 1981 20-cent coin, they are holding a piece of Australian history that contributed to the functioning of a modern economy over 40 years ago. The next 2005 Australian 20-cent coin, while often overlooked in everyday circulation, holds a unique and crucial position within the ongoing history of Australia's decimal currency. By this point, the 20-cent piece had been a stalwart of Australian commerce for nearly 40 years, having been introduced in 1966 with the shift away from pounds, shillings, and pence. The standard coin of 2005 continued to feature the enduring reverse design created by Stuart Devlin, the iconic, swimming platypus, a creature emblematic of Australia's unique fauna and a symbol of national identity. On the obverse, the coin displayed the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II used on Australian coinage, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This effigy, introduced in 1998, presented a more mature and detailed depiction of the monarch, distinguished by the wearing of the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, and it was the standard effigy for all Australian coins throughout the early to mid-2000s. The coin's physical characteristics remained consistent with its predecessors. A robust copper-nickel composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, a substantial weight of 11.31 grams, and a diameter of 28.52 millimeters, specifications deliberately chosen for durability and ease of differentiation from other denominations. The year 2005 saw a significant but not unusually high mintage of the standard platypus design, confirming its ongoing status as a workhorse coin for daily transactions across the nation. This particular issue, struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, reflects a period of sustained economic prosperity and stable currency management in Australia, making it a reliable artifact of its time. A deeper historical analysis of the 2005 mintage reveals its significance, particularly when considering the simultaneous production of a major commemorative issue. In 2005, the Royal Australian Mint produced the standard circulating platypus 20-cent coin in considerable numbers, with official mintage figures ensuring its wide dispersal throughout the economy. However, the most notable event that year was the release of the special commemorative 20-cent coin marking the 60th anniversary of the end of World War II, also known as Peace 1945 to 2005. This commemorative issue, with a totally different reverse design, was released in the millions, meaning that the standard platypus coin for 2005 had to compete for circulation space and often gets eclipsed by its more visually distinct counterpart. The standard platypus coin is therefore noteworthy precisely because it is the regular issue in a year dominated by a special release, serving as the benchmark against which the commemorative issue is measured. The mintage of the regular platypus coin for 2005 was approximately 38.6 million pieces, a solid volume that illustrates the continued demand for the denomination in everyday commerce, despite the concurrent release of the special issue. This distinction is vital for collectors and historians, as the standard coin represents the continuity and routine of the nation's currency system, while the commemorative coin marks a specific cultural moment. The continued use of the rank broadly effigy also grounds the coin in the late 20th and early 21st century era of Australian numismatics, signifying a mature and confident stage in the country's decimal currency journey. The physical and artistic elements of the 2005 coin further underscore the history and consistency of Australia's coinage program, highlighting the enduring nature of the original decimal designs. The reverse, featuring the platypus, is a testament to the timeless quality of Stuart Devlin's artistry, remaining virtually unchanged since its introduction in 1966. This consistency provides a historical narrative, connecting the circulating currency of 2005 directly back to the foundational moment of decimalization. The denomination 20 cents is clearly inscribed below the animal, maintaining the clarity and simplicity that has defined Australian coins. On the obverse, the Ian Rank Broadley portrait of the Queen is renowned for its realism and detail, being the first Australian effigy of the monarch not to carry a crown, instead showing the tiara and presenting a more approachable profile. The inscription Elizabeth II Australia 2005 clearly identifies the country and the year of issue, adhering to international numismatic standards. The production process at the Royal Australian Mint employed state-of-the-art machinery and quality control, ensuring that each of the millions of coins met the precise standards for weight, diameter, and composition, which is critical for their acceptance in vending machines and sorting equipment. The strong, reeded edge of the 20-cent coin also contributes to its historical identity, a feature that aids the visually impaired and further distinguishes the denomination from the smooth-edged 5 and 10-cent pieces. This steadfast adherence to established design and technical standards is a core part of the 2005 coin's true history, emphasizing reliability over revolutionary change in terms of its legacy and collectibility. The 2005 Australian 20-cent coin, in its standard platypus form, represents a benchmark year in a continuous series essential for any comprehensive collection of decimal currency. While the coin's high mintage ensures that circulated examples hold only face value, its historical context is considerable due to the presence of the commemorative issue that year. For numismatists, the challenge often lies in finding a circulating 2005 platypus coin in a high, uncirculated grade, as the vast majority of the 38.6 million pieces went into immediate commerce and exhibit wear. The 2005 issue is an important marker that separates the later, more heavily collectible commemorative issues from the routine, foundational coinage of the nation. Furthermore, the longevity of the 20-cent piece is a historical fact in itself. Unlike the 1 and 2-cent coins which were withdrawn, the 20-cent piece has survived numerous economic changes and remains a fundamental unit of exchange. The coin's continued legal tender status over 2 decades after its minting speaks to the durability of its construction and the stability of the Australian monetary system. Therefore, the 2005 platypus coin is far more than just a common piece of pocket change. It is a tangible piece of the early 21st century Australian economy, a quiet historical document representing a time of stability, punctuated by the major historical anniversary celebrated by its commemorative sibling, thus securing its place in the rich tapestry of Australian numismatic history.